Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-July 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. And, I'm glad I thought of this beforehand because I've been joking that when I've been doing these readings that a lot of them turn out to be love readings, but I actually have a second channel where I'm focusing on love readings at the moment, tarot readings. And the name of that channel is called Tarot Alchemy by Raina Moon, or with Raina Moon. And it could be a case where I eventually put all my tarot readings there, but for now I'm splitting them. So go check that out if you're interested in that sort of thing. I do have, right now I have the July relationship readings. So I have been splitting them. I'll probably do singles for August in the not too distant future for that channel. So just to give you that, because I don't do direct love readings here. I'm just putting this here because okay. And please please disregard the trains. That it's rush hour, so you might hear a few trains. Well, the first thing I was thinking of is, did some Aries people go on some kind of a spending spree? Because we have the Temperance card, almost like reining yourself in, maybe, with after the Four of Pentacles. But the heart of the matter is the Temperance card, which is a card that is connected to Sagittarius. So certainly any Sagittarian who may be featured in your life for whatever reason at this time could be why I'm getting this card synchronistically. But if you notice, this is like an angel, and they have 1 foot in the water representing the spirit and 1 foot on land representing earth or material matters. So they have both. There's a balance between both. And someone, like a viewer mentioned the water, pouring one from the other. And I can't remember what they said about that. I find that very interesting. Of course, we know about Aquarius, the water bearer, and it has a similar kind of symbol. So if you know what that means, please let me know down below. But in general, this is a card of balancing the spiritual and the material. What is so apropos is that in the past position, we have the Four of Pentacles. And you can see by the body language of this individual that they're kind of cradling the pentacles, and which represent money, possessions, things of the earth, also the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this can indicate different things regarding money. It can be that the person is handling their money very well. And actually, when I said about somebody going on a spending spree, that was the exact opposite. I was just looking at the Temperance card and I was thinking about somebody reining it in. But actually, this card could be someone who is very astute with their finances. But it can also be someone who is excessively concerned about their finances, and it can even be greed, where the person is covetous. They're holding on to their money, but they're too attached to it. You know what I mean? So with the Temperance card, this is all about balance between things that are of this world and things that are not, so that you're not like ignoring the spiritual in favor of the material. And how does this play out into regular life? Well, I think one of the big ways is in the type of work that you are doing, because if you are doing something that is paying the kind of money that you think you should be making, and yet it doesn't feed your soul, or even in some cases, it could be that you don't even feel it's ethical, like you think it hurts people, but it might not be illegal. It might be, contrary to popular opinion, just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's right. I mean, Buddhism has a term, right livelihood, to kind of indicate those sorts of things. And it's not, some people, they just allow other people to determine what is okay for them to do. And in reality, it can be a lot more complicated than that. The higher message is the magician reversed. Okay. What this means to me is that, and it's funny because the magician is connected to your sign. So this is one of those cards that you align with. And I really do see the reason that this would be the case, because, Aries people are very, go-getter types of people. And the magician is about being a conscious co-creator with the universe. And I feel like you may like the term co-creator. That might really spark you, because Aries is a cardinal sign, so it's very active. It's very active oriented. And therefore, that means that you don't just sit around and talk about what you plan to do. You do it. And that is much more valuable than a person who just kind of fantasizes about what it is that they want to do. But because this is reversed, there's something, and this could be like when somebody sells out, where because Aries is a very authentic sign, and that can work both ways. I mean, an Aries person, Aries represents the infancy stage. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So any type of artifice is going to be probably not very likely for an Aries person. Although, sometimes, the rising sign can kind of make that a little bit more obscured. But the bottom line is that you may have chosen to do something that really isn't in alignment with your values or your philosophy of life, and you're doing it for the money, and you know it. You might even know it, and you know that you sold out. And so that makes you feel, ironically, that makes you feel powerless. The magician, to me, is all about stepping into your power and realizing that you have, it's not like you're just waiting for something outside of yourself to happen. What crosses you is the Wheel of Fortune. So there's something blocking your flow and your alignment. And I think it is because of this Temperance card, since it's right below the Temperance card, that you maybe are focusing too much on the material, and so you're neglecting the spiritual. Now, why is neglecting the spiritual, apart from what you would normally say, why would that be problematic? Because that gives you information that is not part of the world. Because, if you think about the programming of the Matrix, and what we were taught is what we should be doing in certain circumstances to be successful in life, it's always this narrow kind of sorry, I had to go and close one of my windows because it was getting really loud. But I don't know if I have lost my place, but I was just talking about the Wheel of Fortune. And so maybe that makes you feel like you're blocking your good, because the temperance card, being connected to the spiritual, if you're just focused on the material, is that you're not really doing what your soul came here to do, your soul's mission. And we have to remember that we are only here for a limited amount of time. Even if it's 100 years, it's still a limited amount of time. And some people just get into that hamster wheel existence, and it's just like they're keeping their bodies alive, and that becomes like the central theme. And of course we have to do that, but there's so much more than that. And like you have to feed your body, but you have to feed your soul, in other words. What is coming in is the King of Wands. This is about stepping into your power. I don't know, wands relate to fire energy, and I don't know if this is a specific fire sign that this is connected to, but I do think of Aries being a cardinal fire sign. And this is about being the captain of your own ship, which means that you are living life on your own terms. And this is what Aries people really want to do. And that's another thing, because I think it is important for signs like Aries sometimes to work for someone else, because maybe it humbles them. Maybe, it inspires or instills the ability to be able to cooperate rather than dictate and be in that position of authority, which you might feel is your rightful place to be. But even when you're in that position where you're a subordinate, at some point, there may be a time when it's for you to align with your purpose and to step into that purpose and into that life. Now, if I look at this reading in terms of relationships, the Temperance card could be like a literal Sagittarian. It could be that the relationship is too much in one direction. Maybe it's too carnal and there isn't the spiritual connection. Maybe the other person is trying to put that into you and you're not really interested. Who knows? The Wheel of Fortune in the challenged position could mean that you met a person and the timing is off. Maybe one of you is married or, something like that. It doesn't mean that you can't be with this person, but it could mean that the timing was off when you met. So that kind of put things off on the wrong foot. This might mean that if you have some kind of other relationship that is no longer serving you, that you are stepping into that power of being able to determine your future. And the outcome for everyone is the Six of Swords, which is the card of leaving behind drama and choosing peace. The number 6 is connected to the planet Venus, which is connected to harmony. The swords connect to air energy, and that is connected to the air signs like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which are supposed to be harmonious with fire energy. I say supposed to be because I'm a Sagittarian, so I'm supposed to get along with other fire signs, and that's not always the case. but or air signs. And it's also can be about strife. It can be about communication too, but it can be about strife. So it's about choosing peace. It can even be, this card can even be physical relocation. So that might be something. And of course, this is for the mid-month of July. Doesn't, you know, some of these themes are pretty broad. So this could be something that is ongoing even past July. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, be it astrology, the tarot, or both, please click on the link below and see the different types of readings that I offer. I have package deals. And thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.